Hello everyone, welcome to this session. This session, what is the purpose of this session means it covers the explanation of a mock test paper released by ICAI for January 2025 examinations of cainter. Now let's watch the MTP right now, right? It's a series 1 hopefully released in November. Now let's focus on the scenario based questions, especially MCQs. Look at that first question, right? Look at the case study given. It seems to be very lengthy in nature. Don't worry about the length of the case study given in MCQs. Let's read paragraph by paragraph in a very calm, composed manner. Now, look at the first paragraph now, right? A company called EcoForge, a startup specializing. Before explanation of these things, the main purpose of this video is not to explain the answers in full for every question. We'll cover the main points and the answer. But the main purpose, what is the main purpose of this video or session means how to interpret the questions, how to relate the question posed by ICAI with the help of certain statements or with the help of certain keywords, how an average student should relate the ICAI question to his learned knowledge from Masterminds material or some other material. Have understood the purpose of this session? So how to interpret the questions? We have to learn that skill now. Now look at the first case study carrying about case study. First one, question number A. Look at this lengthy case study. Now I'll give you a very cute logic to answer this MCQs. Now instead of reading, don't read the first paragraph first of all. Now look at the questions actually. There will be 5 MCQs, right? If you like this approach, you can follow this approach actually. Look at these 5 MCQs, each carrying 2 marks, means 10 marks is there. Now look at the questioning, right? He is talking about SBU model. If you read MCQs at first, before understanding of the case study, you will identify what are the focused areas by the ICAI. Have you understood this, the secret behind this approach or the benefit behind this approach? Now look at the first MCQ, SBU model adopted by that company EcoForge is an example of decision making at which level. Usually SBA model belongs to which level? Corporate level. Under SBU there will be a lot of divisions or businesses which are related businesses. Is that clear? So finally he is talking about the SBU model. Right, at which level strategic decision making will be made? Strategic decisions will be made at corporate level, right? Now look at the second question purpose. EcoForge strategy of appealing means attracting to environmentally conscious builders and developers by emphasizing its eco-friendly materials is an example of generic strategy. He's talking about business level strategies. Means some matter related to business level studies might be there in the case study. Now look at the third one. The case mentions EcoForge, identifying critical influence of regulatory policies and socio-cultural factors. Regulatory policies means legal factors, legal conditions imposed by the government, state or central government upon business organizations. So he's talking about macro environment means, right. Now look at the next one. EcoForge strategy to deepen. Deepen means to increase its presence in existing markets and explore new ones. Means try to increase sales in existing markets and try to move to the new markets. That's a very very much based on common sense. He's talking about market development actually. Now let's wait for the case study now. Look at that fifth MCQ. Which key industry force, means under 5 forces model, it is reflected challenges. EcoForge companies facing challenges from cheaper alternatives and intense competition. Substitutes might be substitutes, right? Now leave all those things now. Now let's study the case study now. Now you'll understand line by line which areas has to be focused by a student while reading the case study. Now look at that first one. EcoForge, a startup specializing in eco-friendly building materials. Means their main focus is not to damage the environment while manufacturing so and so building materials. Eco-friendly building materials, they are crafted, they are built, they have been manufactured from the agricultural waste. Means their focus is to enhance the sustainability. Their focus is to enhance the sustainability, but they have entered some highly competitive industry. What is their vision? They are trying to promote sustainability, right? Even though they have following this approach, they face some significant challenges as a new entrant. This company is a new entrant into the industry, right? What are the challenges faced by them? High production cost, Did we get any question MCQ related to high production cost in the back end of your mind? You have to check that. You have to check that. High production cost, limited market visibility, regulatory obstacles, and a very tough competition from established players. However, even though there are so many difficulties for the new entrant, however, through some better strategic planning and a very good, excellent strategy implementation, they have navigated successfully. This is the essence of first paragraph. Now look at that second paragraph. Companies' leadership recognize the importance of understanding. Companies' leadership recognize the, sorry. Now look at the second paragraph. Now company leadership recognize the importance of understanding its internal strengths and weaknesses, along with identifying opportunities and threats. Means they have recognized the need to perform SWOT analysis. What is the final result they have arrived from this analysis? Means it revealed that they have some core advantage in sustainability, and they are launching some innovative products when compared to their competitors in the industry. But on the other hand, what are the negatives for that company? Means they have contrasted with scalability issues, how to increase sales to different areas, different states. It is called scalability issue. And they have some market pressure from cheaper alternatives. Means he's talking indirectly about substitute products. Additionally, market analysis uncovered the potential of there is a huge opportunity in relation to urban housing projects, while competition in the industry is a big threat to them. So the second paragraph is talking about the SWOT analysis part. As far as we remember, there is no question regarding SWOT analysis, hopefully from the 5 MCQs, right? Now look at the third paragraph summary. Now this company leadership focused on creating unique value propositions. So they want to provide some unique features through their products to the end consumers. So they are focusing on creating unique value propositions by emphasizing its eco-friendly materials. Eco-friendly materials. Now don't get confused by this word. It is a general English word used here. Leadership is trying to focus, means they are trying to concentrate. The word focused means the verb focused is present in the paragraph. It does not mean that it may be a focus strategy. We have to understand the entire paragraph, right? So leadership is trying to concentrate on creating some unique value propositions. Means they are trying to bring some unique features into their products called eco-friendly materials. This differentiation help the company means those products became so attractive to environmentally conscious builders and developers. These are the buyers of the products delivered by this company, right? To expand its market reach, they have adopted strategies to deepen its presence in existing markets, and they are trying to explore new markets also. Means they are trying to move to new markets also, right? Thereafter, concurrently means parallelly, they analyzed the industry landscape and identified the critical influence of regulatory policies and socio-cultural factors which are trying to shape some consumer preferences. This is the essence of this paragraph, right? Now, as far as this paragraph is concerned, look at this word. They are trying to bring some unique value propositions. Unique value propositions means they are trying to deliver some uniqueness in their products. Means he is talking directly about a differentiation strategy, right? The mere focused, the verb called focused is present in that paragraph. It does not mean that it represents some focused strategies. Is that clear? Right. Now look at the next one. Internally, Ecoforge implemented some structural and cultural changes. Very good. They are trying to change their organized structure and corporate culture to enhance their operational efficiency. For that reason, they have adopted SBU model. Under SBU, the group of related businesses will be there under one SBU. Quick response will be there to the markets. So allowing each product line business to adapt quickly to the market demands. Now move to the next paragraph now. Recognizing the need for collaborative leadership, means the CEO of that company, they are trying to put some money and effort in leadership training programs for some senior managers working in that organization. Means they want to shift culture from hierarchical, means corporate level, business level, etc. From that hierarchical structure, they want to convert into cross-functional collaboration. Is that clear? Now, look at the last paragraph. To enhance its competitiveness, Ecoforge is trying to maximize its production and supply chain process by addressing some loopholes in their implementation inefficiencies by partnering with some technology providers. These efforts is going to reduce their costs and thereby product quality will get improved. Simultaneously, the company pursued green certifications. They have achieved some green certifications from authorities, and they have focused on some marketing effects because they are trying to protect the environmental pollution. They are conveying the same aspect to the general consumers to build their brand image. Because some consumers will be conscious about limiting the environmental pollution. They want to attract those consumers. Over 3 years, these initiatives by this company to expand into new markets and finally revenue was increased by 40%. This is the entire summary of this big case study, right? By integrating market analysis, etc., they are trying to set a benchmark for innovation. They are trying to become a role model for the other people, for the other organizations operating in the same industry, right? He's used an extra word called environmental stewardship, means they are doing some good for environment. This is the essence of this paragraph. Now look at the case questions. Now look at that first one. SBU model adopted by Ecoforge is an example of strategic decision making at which level? Definitely it's a corporate level decision. Look at the next one. Strategy of appealing to environmental conscious builders, right? By manufacturing eco-friendly materials is an example of which generic strategy proposed by Michael Porter means it's inevitably straight away it is called differentiation, unique value propositions. I have explained twice now in this session that he has used deliberately the verb called focused. It does not mean focused strategy. They are trying to provide some unique value in the form of features in the product. It's clearly talking about differentiation. If any student guesses that it might be a focus strategy, then you have to mention that whether it is FCL or FD, etc., etc. Is that clear? Right. Now, look at the third one now. It's a clearly focusing on macro, means he's talking about pestle analysis. They are trying to increase in sales in existing markets and they are trying to move to new markets. Definitely, it's the case of market development. Now, look at the next one. As per 5 forces model, if you have any organizations, for example, say substitutes, they are offering very similar quality products. What is the definition of a substitute? Which can satisfy the same consumer. The same level of satisfaction is provided by any other product. That other product can be called as substitutes. If that substitute product is having least possible MRP, who will purchase our products? Means it's a threat to us. So it's a threat of substitutes. I've understood these questions now. Case study. Now look at the by any standards, if you try to rate this question, fair enough question. Now come to the other 3 MCQs, which is worth altogether 5 marks. Look at that first one. Look at this keyword. It's called application based independent MCQs. Means each question is called right, it's a separate case study. Right. Now look at this question. The CEO of so and so Go Fly High Airlines has built a high performance team over 5 years by closely monitoring performance metrics. How you are trying to satisfy your customers, what is your net profit, what is your return on capital employed. These are examples of performance metrics. Setting clear expectations and trying to motivate employees through, look at this beautiful word, rewards. If you work well, you will get some rewards. This is the psychology. This is the philosophy or thought pattern of leadership in that organization, right? And the discipline and results focused approach has driven some success, right? Improving their accountability, and they are trying to maintain high standards, right? Now, look, this leadership style. Now the question starts. This leadership style emphasizes how to achieve our goals through a disciplined or structured framework, trying to balance performance recognition. If you are not trying to achieve your predefined targets, then you have to take some corrective measures. So which leadership style does the CEO of this organization exhibit? Means it's a clear case of transactional leadership style. It's a clear case of a transactional leadership style. It's a fair enough. It's an easy question by any standards. Now, please move to the next little MCQ now. Now, let's move to the another MCQ, independent MCQ. UNNT reached out to Mukesh, an entrepreneur from India. Means UNNT must be another company from foreign, outside Indian company. He approached Mukesh, an entrepreneur from India, to get his team to work on a mega solar energy product. Means they are trying to work together and enter India's Deccan Plateau, means southern part of India, which enjoys an abundance of sunshine. Deccan Plateau means hopefully South India. So what strategy is UNNT trying to implement? Means it's a clear-cut case of a strategic alliance. A straight question. Right. Last one. Last MCQ. UrbanKey has a unique capability in rapid prototyping, allowing them to bring new products to the market faster than the competitors. Means they have a separate skill. UrbanKey has a unique capability. This is the first clue. UrbanKey has a unique capability to launch new products to the market very speedier, very quickly when compared to the competitors. Such an advantage can be termed as, it's an irrelevant options here. So it should be that unique capability must be called as a core competency. Have you understood that one? The rest of the three options are almost irrelevant options. Is that clear? This is the summarized explanation. How to track the questions, I have tried to explain all the MCQs. Right. Now, let's move to the descriptive part now. The 35 marks for a descriptive part. Now, question 1 is as usual compulsory. It will contain 3 5 marks, 3 independent case studies. Now, look at that first one. Click Threads. There is an organization called Click Threads, a boutique fashion brand renowned for its commitment to sustainability and ethical practices. Recently launched a new line of eco-friendly clothing. That is their product. Company name is Chick Threads. Right. The brand recognized the growing influence of their targeted customers or environmentally conscious customers who actively shape industry standards through their advocacy and purchasing decisions. Environmentally conscious consumers, they will purchase only products from a company which causes less harm, less pollution to the environment. Right. These consumers, they align with, means there is a sync between company and consumers now in this statement. These consumers align with Chick Threads values, means values of an organization or in agreement with values of environmentally conscious consumers. That's the clue there. Right. And they have a significant impact on its market position. Those consumers, they will increase the sales of this company. They can enhance the brand image. They can have a huge impact on market position, and they can have huge impact on brand image also. Means in this paragraph, he is talking about environmentally conscious consumers who can have a great impact on our sales, brand image, etc. Is that clear? Now look at the question tag. Now, how should Chick Threads effectively, look at this word, how they have to manage their relationship with those customers called environmentally conscious consumers. He is talking about how to maintain a healthy relationship, means how to convince such customers. Customer is a part of stakeholder. Maintaining healthy relationship with stakeholder, he is indirectly talking about Mendelev's matrix. Right. Considering look at the two qualities. They are having high power and they are having high interest. By watching this question, first you have to identify that the example of stakeholder present in this question is environmentally conscious consumers. What are the two qualities represented by these consumers in this paragraph? Means they are having high power and they are having high interest. Now you have to relate how these consumers are exhibiting high power and how these consumers are exhibiting high interest in this organization called Chick Threads. That is the thinking part of the student. Now let's analyze the suggested answer also. Now look at this. He has presented the answer in 2 paragraphs. You have that freedom in this management subject to write your answer as a series of points also. Now look at first analyze this answer first. Right. This is the first paragraph drafted by him, right? Now look at this paragraph. Don't be bothered about the length of this paragraph. First, he has identified the category to which these environmentally conscious consumers belong to in our Mendeleev's matrix. They belong to key players quadrant. He has used that word. Look at this one, environmentally conscious consumer. Can you relate that first point easily to the question now? Next one, it is also given in the question that they are enjoying high power and high interest. It is also given in the question. This is the word you have to reproduce in your examination. They belong to key players. That's an easy thing, easy thing. Now, this is the key part now. This is the key part. He did not, we have to explain the examiner. We have to explain the examiner that how these customers are exhibiting high interest. Look at this, look at that next beautiful line. Their high interest. What is the evidence that these consumers have high interest? We have to explain as a student. This high interest, it stems from their alignment with the brand's ethical and eco-friendly values. That's why we have used a word called values of these such type of consumers are in agreement with the values proposed by the organization or values of the organization. Since they are in agreement, values of consumers are in sync with values of the organization, means that such consumers have high interest in this organization. Right? Look at that next one. How can you say that they are having high power? How can you say that they are having high power? Means if they want, they can enhance your sales. If they want, they can enhance your brand image by their purchasing decisions. Is that clear? Means you can enjoy competitive advantage if you can satisfy this part of if you can satisfy these consumers. Is that clear? Now look at that one. While their high power arises from their ability to shape market trends, right? Their impact on the brand reputation, they can give some references. They will refer other consumers also. They will advocate for sustainable practices. What do you mean by advocating for sustainable practices? You can ask some inputs. You can ask some inputs regarding sustainable practices. This is the way of being in touch with such consumers. You can gain trust from such consumers, right? By taking some suggestions. Please use those suggestions also. This is called maintaining healthy relationships, right? And their purchasing decisions will affect your sales. Now look at the summary of the first paragraph. Now we have identified that these consumers belong to key players quadrant. What are the two characteristics of key players? Means high power and high interest. Reason for high interest, reason for high power. Now the question literally talks about, look at that last line of the question. This is called how to interpret the question. How you have to manage the relationship with them. How to successfully, effectively managing the relationship, how to maintain a successful relationship with these consumers, you have to explain now. In the first paragraph of the answer, the explanation was not given. We have identified these consumers belong to which quadrant under Mendeleev's matrix. Now look, if you look at the explanation now, how to maintain relationship, means just in one line, if you ask me, just be in touch with those consumers. Try to gain trust of those consumers. Look at this one. As key players, look at this beautiful word. Try to be in touch with those consumers. Active engagement. These consumers require active engagement. You have to satisfy their expectations. How can you satisfy those consumers? Means give some regular updates. Which new product are you trying to launch in the market in the near future? How safe it is with respect to environment, how sustainable that product is. You have to give some updates on sustainable efforts. Have an honest and open communication. You can gain trust of those consumers, right? Next one, please ask some suggestions regarding product design. Take some inputs on product design. Try to incorporate those designs. Try to incorporate those inputs given by consumers in your actual manufacturing process, right? Thereafter, try to maintain some strong relationship with consumers by enhancing the awareness of the initiatives. Target those consumers with your advertisements, right? Now try to gain their support and satisfaction. Is this clear? These are some of the ways. Means through manufacturing, through marketing, through better communication, try to stay in touch with these consumers, stay in touch with these consumers, gain the trust. This is the way you have to answer this question. Now, please move to the second one. Question number one, second question under compulsory descriptive part. You are a strategic manager. You are a strategic manager for a tech company launching a new smartphone model. The company wants to target tech-savvy consumers. The company wants to target tech-savvy, means they are passionate about some technological products, tech-savvy consumers who value innovation and latest technology. Cutting-edge technology means state-of-the-art technology, recent technology. Using the concept of, look at this keyword. Up to this point of time in the question, you'll be wondering which concept is he tackling actually. There is no clue at all. He is trying to launch some new smartphones, targeted consumers, or that's it. Now look at the question. Using the concept of customer behavior, develop a marketing strategy to promote the new products. Means you have to write how you can increase sales to these customers. Means he's talking about customer behavior. There are so many factors, hopefully 3 to 4 factors, which has a huge impact on customer behavior. Right, look at this one. External influences, first one external influence. It's almost a straightforward question. Second one is internal influences. Thereafter, the process of decision, how consumers purchase the products actually. Last one, post-station process. If they like the product, they will refer to someone else they won't refer any customer to your product in future. It's a straightforward question, even though it seems to be a case study question. Now look at that third one. Green Edge Solutions, a mid-sized technology company, has implemented a new strategic plan focused on achieving sustainable growth and strengthening its market share or presence. The leadership is determined to monitor the effectiveness. The leadership is determined to means the leadership has decided to examine the effectiveness of their strategy. Here is the actual keyword to be focused on. They want to, the leadership or the top management wants to monitor, wants to examine the effectiveness of their strategies. Sir, what do you mean by this phrase? Means you have already formulated some strategies. Why you are formulating strategies? Means to achieve some objectives. Have you actually, did you achieve actually your objectives after strategy implementation? You are trying to measure that one. They are trying to monitor the effectiveness of their strategies, whether they are in agreement with your goals and objectives. Means with the after strategy implementation, have you really achieved your goals or objectives? You are trying to check. For these, you have to use some measures known as strategic performance measures. You have to define the SPM concept, and you have to list out half a dozen SPMs, types of SPMs. It's almost a straightforward case study question. There's no big deal in this question. Right, now, please move to the question number 2A now. Right. Shall we interpret this question? Connect Group was one of the leading makers of the mobile handsets till a few years ago, and which went at the bottom of the heap. Once upon a time, they have a huge sales. Right now, as on today, they are not having enough sales now. They went at the bottom of the heap. Means sales was drastically declining right now. Connect Group didn't adapt. What was the mistake committed by that group? Means Connect Group didn't adapt to the current market trends. Means they did not adjust their strategy. They might have not adjusted changed their organization culture. They did not change. They might not have changed any culture or organized structure. They might not have changed any leadership styles. Right, these are the 3 aspects of SSI, also successful strategy implementation, which eventually led to its downfall. Which would have helped Connect Group to change and to adapt and survive? It's a straight question. Explain the steps to initiate the strategic change. It's not a RCB, it's called RCI. Recognize the need for change, create a shared vision document, thereafter institutionalize the change. Right. Question number 2B, no need to explain. Define SM, discuss the 4 limitations of SM. Straightforward theory question. Now come to question number 3A. Right. Easy Access is a marketing services company. Easy Access is a marketing services company. They will provide some suggestions. Means they are consultants, right? They provide some consultancies to a range of business clients. If any business organization wants to give their advertisement, etc., this company Easy Access will provide some suggestions or consultants. right? Easy access and its rivals. Here is, look at the usage of words here. Easy access and its rivals have managed to convince the government to require all marketing services companies. Have you understood this phrase now? Easy Access is a marketing services company, and they are trying to convince the government that all marketing services company, every other competitor, every other organization which is doing the same business, they have to complete a very lengthy, time consuming and a bureaucratic, means red tapeism, bureaucratic registration process, a hectic registration process, and they have to comply with an industry code of conduct. Means the existing player called Easy Access, he wants to increase the complications in registration process for all the participants in the industry. That is his motto. He is successful in convincing the government also. So what might be the purpose behind this activity by Easy Access? Now look at that last question. Do you think that by doing this, Easy Access and its rivals, he has used again this word, Easy Access and its rivals has an advantage in some ways to fight off the competitors? Explain. Now, basically, if you think a bit, if you think in depth about this framing of the question, 2 times in this question he has used a word called Easy Access and rivals, means his competitors. This company, along with its competitors, they are trying to fight off competitors actually. There is a lack of sense in this question. So what would be the actual wordings that have to be used by ICAI in this MTP? Means it's not in some ways to fight off competitors. The relevant word should be to fight off a competition, or the appropriate word should be to fight off the competition from, for example, new entrants. The Easy Access is an existing organization, and they are trying to they are trying to join unofficially a group with some rivals. They are trying to convince the government altogether. So that what would be the main purpose of this organization now? How to block the new entrants. That's why they are trying to increase the complications in the registration procedure, etc. And a code of conduct, industry's code of conduct. Means the appropriate word should be in this question is in some ways, in what ways we can block the new entrants. Have you understood the essence of this question? This is a slightest possible mistake appearing in this question number 3A. Now let's have some suggested answers also. For example, for this one, look at that question number 3A. Look at the answer also. Is our understanding or interpretation correct or not? Easy Access and its rivals get advantage by this move. Okay. The new bureaucratic process, it's being more complicated for the organizations to start up and to enter the market. Is indirect talking about new entrants now, right? New entrants can reduce, if means they are trying to create barriers, they are trying to increase barriers for the new entrants. Clear cut case now. What happens if new entrants enter into the industry? Means he's explaining the normal theory which is present in any material. New entrants can reduce existing members' profitability because they can bring new products at a new capacity. They can increase supply. They can offer at a low price. Means they will exploit, they will destroy, they will reduce existing market players' market share. Is quite easy consequences of a new entrant in the industry. Right, so they can place a limit also on the prices, and they will affect this repeat, which is also known as price war. They can bring a huge price war with the existing players. Right, so to block the new entrants, they are trying to increase the complications in the registration process. They are trying to increase the level of strictness in the industry's code of conduct. So how to block the new entrants is the essence of this question actually. But he has used in the MTP the word called Easy Access and its rivals. My appropriate guess would be, proper interpretation would be, instead of this word, in some ways to fight off competitors, in some ways to fight off new entrants, would be the appropriate word. Hope you understood this question number 3A. Now come to the question number 3B now. Explain in brief the various bases of differentiation strategies. There are 3 bases, for example, product differentiation, Organization differentiation and pricing differentiation is a straightforward theory question. Now come to the fourth question, 4A. Leatherlight was started. Leatherlight was started as a leather company to manufacture footwear. This is their original product. Manufacturing footwear using raw material called leather. Currently, they are in the manufacturing of footwear for both genders, males and females. The top management decides to expand the business. This is the word. In leather manufacturing goods, they are trying to remain the same industry. Same industry means same raw material will be there, right? To expand, they decided to purchase more machines. More machines in the factory means they might be using same factory location. They are trying to purchase more machines in the same factory location, means they are using the same infrastructure or factory location to manufacture leather bags this time for males and females. What is the old product here? What is the old product? Footwear. What is the new product? Bags. Both have same raw material, leather. They are using the same factory. Means they can use the same distribution channels also. They might have already established some distribution channels to distribute their first product or original product called leather footwears. The same distribution channel can be used by the new business or new products called leather bags also. Since there is a bit of sharing now, it might be the case of concentric diversification. Right, you have to explain a little bit about concentric diversification. Now, look at that question number 4B now. If you want to search for core competencies in an organization, there you have to search 3 areas: competitor differentiation, customer value, and application to other markets. Straightforward theory question. There is an internal choice for this question 4B. Write the differences between strategic and operational planning. Straightforward theory question. Right. Now, if you look at the summarized report regarding this question, right, with respect to an average student, let's rate this MTP, right? Regarding descriptive questions, look at this one. Regarding descriptive questions, right, this 5 marks is very straight enough or easy things. This 5 marks is safe, right? Customer behavior, right? This is a very safe question. SPM wala means some average students might face difficulty not in explaining how the company how the customers are having high power and high interest in question number 1A. So a bit logical thinking is required there. You have to relate those statements given in the case study called 1A, and you have to explain that one. Means you need a bit of thinking to answer this question number 1A. Right? Some students maybe whose preparation is not so good enough might face some difficulty in answering question number 1A. Question number 1B is a good one, easy one. C is a easy one, right? Steps to initiate: 2A easy, 2B straightforward, right? This question, it's similar to question number 1A. Some students may get confused, especially with this word called easy access and its rivals, and the wrong usage of the word called competitors. If you can, with your SM knowledge, if you are able to correct that word, means hopefully these mistakes can't be repeated in ICMAI exams. If you are good with some subject, you can guess that context of that question. You can guess the correct word also. So this question is a bit, and 3B is a straightforward. If you look at these questions now, since question number 1 in descriptive is compulsory, you cannot take any choices. Now look at this one. Question number 2, 3, 4. My suggestion to an average student, not to the best cream layer students, my suggestion would be they can take question number 3A, 3B as choice. This is the safest strategy. Right? Since there is a slightest mistake which is appearing in the question paper, let us assume that this mistake happens in main exam also. It's safe to take question number 3A, 3B as choice. 4A, 4B relatively very easy, and 2A, 2B is a very easy question. So you have to write compulsory question 1A, 1B, 1C, out of which 1A is a bit tricky. You have to answer presentation should be very logical. It's an easy question, but answer presentation, you should be very cautious in that aspect. 2A, question number 2, 4 you can answer. You can take choice as question number 3A, 3B. This is my opinions regarding this MTP proposed by ICAI for January 2025 examinations. And my one last beautiful word from my side is God bless you all, good health and great results in the upcoming cainter examinations. Not only SM, try to clear off all the papers, preferably both groups. God bless you.